All Tech Network, connecting with you. This is episode number 5, which was originally recorded November 6, 2014. Thank you for listening. Be sure to find us on Twitter, All Tech Podcast. Hi, everybody, and thank you for joining us at the All Tech Network for our weekly podcast. November the 6th, 2014. I believe this is episode 5, not entirely sure, because I don't feel that it's important to keep track of how many episodes I'm doing at this moment, because I feel like just doing it and having fun is more important. So with that, we'll press on. The All Tech Network is currently seeking someone that would like to join me as co-host through Skype. Location does not matter. You could be in Europe for all I care. If you got the brains and enjoy talking technology and want something to do with some spare time, hit up the Alltech Network. It's alltechnetwork.mike at gmail.com. alltechnetwork.mike at gmail.com. Today's episode is brought to you by our sponsors at Gazelle.com, GAZELLE.com. If you've got a drawer with some cell phones in it somewhere that are just collecting dust, get a quote from Gazelle.com. It's completely free, and the best part is when you get that quote, you can go back to that within 30 days of getting the quote, so your price won't change for a full 30 days while you think about getting some money from something that's just laying around collecting dust. You know, it just makes sense. Gazelle.com. So, been doing a lot of roaming around on the internet, and been watching a lot of press releases and geeky stuff. I'll mention the Twit network at twit.tv.com, or no, not .com, twit.tv. That's where I get a lot of my information. Great people over there. Anyways, anybody that either watches Twit or is in the technology realm or stays up to date on what's going on knows that Android 5.0 has launched recently. Anybody that uses YouTube has probably seen a a bunch of these Android commercials that have been popping up on YouTube for the past couple months. Even I've seen a few even before they actually announced a new version coming. You know, be together, not the same. Changing, you know, basically saying that there's a change. Hey, we got a change coming, and it might be pretty cool. So Android L was announced, and everybody started buzzing around it. I've been waiting for a major change in the Android. I remember the first major change that I really noticed was probably with Gingerbread after the initial launch way back when it came out on the G1. Yeah, the Google G1. Which was released forever ago. I cannot remember when Android first launched. I think it was somewhere around 2005, I want to say. Somewhere around there. But, you know, basically, you know, over time, the Android UI has more or less been the same. No real big major changes. And with Lollipop, they brought a really good change. As you can see, their tagline is a sweet new take on Android, hence Lollipop. You ever notice that? Honeycomb, Jelly Bean, Lollipop. They're all after candies for some reason. But they have a getting all choked up today. I don't know why. They've got this new thing called material design. I'm sorry, I really had to look and see what I was talking about because I kind of forgot for a second. It's called material design, basically a change on the user interface and what it looks like. And it kind of changes the entire look of the phone, look and feel. I mean, it's kind of got an iPhone-ish feeling. I mean, look at that. It's got that crisp, clean, simplistic feeling to it. And look now, I mean, everything's crisper. The shadows are more clear. They've done a lot of different things. The picture on the left, you've actually got widget support built into the lock screen, so notifications are a part of your lock screen, and you can change what shows, how much shows, when it shows. Really nice. And then they're adding more features such as your lock screen is a lot smarter than it used to be. It's basically, it'll know if it's you holding the phone through like the new wearable fad technology. It'll know if it's in your hand if you got a wearable, and it'll just say, hey, oh, okay, so I know who's holding me. I'm not going to ask for a pin. So more or less, if you're where you're normally at, your phone will unlock itself for you. You just have to do the lock screen, and it won't ask for a pin. And if it's not in your hand, well, hey, what's the password? I'm not being held by my owner. So basically phones are getting to where they'll know who's holding them. Isn't that kind of a creepy feeling? I don't know. I've been waiting for a big change in Android. Android has definitely been a part of my life ever since it came out. I used the G1 and really haven't ever been a fan of any other OS on the phone. I mean, back then there wasn't really many choices. It was iPhone or Android. And then you still had BlackBerry. I know a lot of people loved BlackBerry back in the day, but yeah, I don't know. I like the fun aspect. Another fun aspect, and you think of Android, BlackBerry. You think BlackBerry, you think business. Most people do. That's kind of what they're geared towards. But I've seen a lot of Android in the business field, along with iPads. iPads are definitely one of the most seen. I don't know. I feel like that's one of the biggest things you see with a technology person. Dish Network came to install my satellite, and they were carrying iPads. They're everywhere. But Android's been popping up a lot recently. I wouldn't say it'd be long before you see terminals like ATM terminals running Android. But I've been a big fan forever. It's just a solid OS. It really is. I don't care for Apple mainly because of, I don't know, I just don't like the UI. I don't want to really get into an argument of what I like and what I don't like. But, yeah, Android's always been a big thing for me, and it will always continue to be. I want to tell you guys a little bit about one of our ways for revenue here at the Alltech Network that may be helpful to anybody else in the technology industry. It's called nextdaypc.com, and it's more or less of a hassle-free reseller option. You sign up for an account, you get a reseller ID, discount code, and a store URL. It's generally nextdaypc.com/ whatever you choose it to be. The way this store works is you set a commission rate. The higher your commission rate, the higher your prices are in your store, if that makes sense. You can go all the way up to 25%. And pretty much you don't have to do anything else but promote your store. You can change the logo on the site to show your logo. You can change all the support information to show your support numbers, your email addresses. You can handle all the support resolution, but Next Day PC will handle all of the shipping and the tracking and all of that for you. So all you have to do is promote your store. People buy, you get a cut of the profit. Easy money making if you've got the skills to promote your store. NextDayPC.com. You can also visit the Alltech Next Day PC store at nextdaypc.com /Alltech. So a lot of people, I know a lot of people in particular use Mac OS X, more or less. One, it's more user-friendly. Two, it's way more secure than Windows. And, it's not a myth. It is. It is way more secure than Windows. However, Mac and the the iOS are kind of having their frets with a particular form of malware. It is known as the wire lurker. Researchers at Palo Alto Networks Discovery. Man, I keep twisting on my tongue today, man. The Palo Alto Networks discovered the program called Wire Lurker, which can be used for many purposes, including spying silently on the users. And they seem to think that it's already affected thousands of users in Asia. So, I haven't really heard anything about it locally, but I guess in Asia it's a really big thing. But they can't really say what the point of entry is. So this thing's really complex, and the only port of entry they can seem to find is OS X. So desktop computers, most people that own an OS X computer own an iPod or an iPad or an iPhone, and there's an unofficial app store for OS X. Kind of like Cydia for the iPhone jailbroken, but similar. There is currently 467 malicious OS X applications in this unofficial app store. So once this wire lurker makes its way onto your computer, the only way for it to get to your iPhone is that you plug it in through the USB port, and I guess this malware that you installed on your Mac, not knowing it, from an unofficial app store, which is generally the cause of most damage on a Mac, then says, oh, hey, there's an iPhone attached. Let's jump to that iPhone. And then once on your iPhone, it encrypts itself, and it's got its own security measures to prevent you from reversing it. So it's capable of stealing a variation of information from your mobile device, regular requests for updates by the attacker himself through a command on the server, and then the biggest hurt is that this piece of malware is still under active development. They don't know where the creators are, and they do not know what the creators' ultimate goals are. So that makes it kind of scary, Is this just one of those, I screwed your stuff up malwares, or is this one of those that's attempting to collect a massive database of information and do something with it, whether it be credit card numbers, people, places, where they go, who knows? It could grow to be something really big. But I just wanted to point out that this has only affected like 75,000 jailbroken iPhones. Now, I'm not sure what the ratio for jailbroken iPhones to unjailbroken iPhones is. Didn't really look that up before I started the show. But that, to me, that's a really small number, because I'm pretty sure that the modded iPhone community is just as big as the modded Android community. Both phone bases have their fair share of people that mod and enjoy modding. The difference is it's easier with Android over Apple due to regulations with Apple. That brings me to another point about mobile phone security. I get a lot of people that ask me, hey, is antivirus as important for my cell phone as it is for my computer? When you run Windows, a PC machine, you have to have an antivirus. I mean, it would be unwise to use a Windows computer with an antivirus. And when I'm asked that question, is it unwise to use my mobile phone unprotected? My answer would most definitely be yes. It's definitely a risk to use an Android device with no form of security. Personally, I use Lookout. Lookout scans every app that you install, and then it's also got features to help you locate your phones should you lose it. I'm not sure if that's a part of Lollipop or not. I will have to find out. Because if so, I'm going to use my modding abilities to upgrade my S5 Active to Lollipop. I don't know. Yes, it is important to use some form of antivirus for your cell phone because there's various ways to get apps onto an Android phone. And anybody that does any sort of modding on an iPhone knows that you can disable part of the installation system that blocks you from installing from unknown sources. So you can't go to some random site and download an APK file or the installation file for the app and click install. It'll say, whoa, wait, I don't know where you got this. Where's the signings from Google Play Store? It's what it wants to see. And you can go disable this in your security options, and then you can install APKs from places like appmania.com and bigger sites like that take all of these files and put them on their site. Well, they have possession of the files, so they can modify them and then put them back on their server and upload them to your phone with malware, key loggers, all sorts of shit. So you have to be really careful where you're getting apps. And if you do mod, yeah, most definitely you need the antivirus, because now at this point you're downloading stuff from uncertified places that the Play Store's all certified. They've been screened. Not saying that some don't end up on the Play Store that are malicious, but the chance is a lot higher when you're getting them from an unknown source, quote, quote. You know where you're getting it, but Google doesn't know where you're getting it, and it's trying to protect you there. That, you take that first layer of protection away, and, yeah, you really do need a virus scanner on your phone. So let's get off of that rant. Are there any Halo fans? Now, I know there has to be. I was, I logged into my Xbox the other day, and the first thing that popped up was watch the Halo 2 remake documentary. And I was like, oh, hey, I've been a pretty big fan of Halo for a while. Now, not for the reasons most of you think. Most of you are probably thinking it's multiplayer. No. I hate Halo multiplayer. It sucks, in my opinion. I love Halo campaign. Amazing. Love it. But they're doing a Master Chief collection, which I learned in this documentary that probably many of you have already seen. And I'm really excited about it because they're remaking all of the old Halos and putting them in one package and selling it. Great buy for any Halo fanatic. So I'm going to let you watch the Xbox video for it. I don't know if I'll get in trouble for this, but if anybody has anything to say about it, it can be covered under the Fair Use Act of the U.S. government. So I'll post a link to that in the show notes. Just watch.
Xbox One, now $349.
So yeah, really excited about the Halo Master Chief Edition. I think I will pick it up. The only bad thing is it comes out, as you've seen, in like 5 days. No bueno. So ponying up the money for probably what'll be like a $90 game. Probably more than that, actually. I would put it at over $100. But yeah, don't think I'm gonna have the money for it. Anyways, if anybody gets it and wants to do a product review for the Alltech Network, please hit us up at alltechnetwork.mike@gmail.com. And also be sure to visit us online at tatn.weebly.com. WEEBLY. So tatn.weebly.com. There you can find access to all sorts of stuff, such as our IRC chat on the Freenode Network, The channel name is TATN. I will be doing a how-to video on how to set up the Alltech Network IRC and an IRC client such as MIRC, XChat, IceChat, and so on. Look for that video within the next week. Also on our site, while I have your attention, you can find the Alltech Network blog archives. Here, I have it labeled as archives as well because this is where all the podcasts are shown. And I will correct myself. We are on episode 5. As you can see here, all of the podcasts have been posted. There is show notes with links to stuff we talk about in the show, such as downloads of the week, which I haven't done one today. Need to do that. And then you can also find information about the network, and most importantly, what I'm doing right now, my live feed. You can find my live feed right on the webpage. Usually we have a live video, or not a video feed, but a live audio feed through the Mickler network. However, I chose not to run that today. Just didn't really have the time to set it up. So that's about it on the site. Today's download of the week, and I had to decide on this on the fly. I mean, I just had to pull one out of my rear end like no other, and I don't like doing that at all. Woo! My cell phone's getting a little close to my mixer, and my mixer don't like that. Anyways, I chose one on the fly, and it's an app I personally use, so I didn't have to take the time to get to know it and find out its faults and it's stuff like that, so I can compare pros and cons for you guys. So the app, I don't know if anybody in here is a YouTube junkie, but I love YouTube. YouTube's amazing. There's a lot of stuff on YouTube. If you can't find it anywhere else, chances are you can find it on YouTube, which is why YouTube is the second largest search engine in the U.S. Did we know that? Great fact for you. Anyways, this free DI YouTube player is I don't know, I consider it YouTube on steroids. You have the ability, number one, this is the most important ability to me, you have the ability to lock your phone while it's playing the video. Well, we all know with YouTube, when you lock the phone or go to a home screen or close out of YouTube itself, it stops the audio. With free DI YouTube player, however, you can start the video, go to your home screen, and it turns it into audio and just throws the video in the background for you. I find that very important because there's a lot of stuff I listen to on YouTube, and I have some really big playlists on my YouTube account of music that I like. Well, with the free DI YouTube player, I can essentially use it as an MP3 player. Everything's on the cloud, it's on YouTube, and as long as it doesn't get removed, I've got my MP3 collection on YouTube. So this app is really nice. It's really sleek looking. See if you guys can even view that. It's kind of similar to the YouTube app itself in ways. The search works kind of similar. Anyways, it looks pretty similar to YouTube. It's just, I don't know. There's a lot of features that are nice. I find that the ads, I don't see as many ads when I'm using it. Instead of versus YouTube app, you watch YouTube app or YouTube.com in general. You watch a couple videos, another video, ads everywhere. I remember back in the day when YouTube had no ads. You could play a video and it just played. I love those days, but I also understand the fact that businesses do have to make money, which is why I advertise my sponsors for my show on my radio show. Not that I want to advertise someone else's product. I don't mind doing it because I like helping other people. I give them help, they give me help. That's how it works. So, yeah. Anyways, today's a really short show. This is clocking at like almost 30 minutes. I had no viewer questions to my email this week. Kind of disappointed. I would like to turn those emails that I do randomly get into Skype sessions. would extend the time of this show. When I do not run on Mickler.com and only Ustream, I'm not limited to an hour. So that's the plus of not doing the live audio only feed and doing a video / audio feed. It works out to my advantage. I feel like this show has been crappy. I'm really ran down, really busy, and trying to give this whole podcasting thing my best attention that I can with what I've already got going on. And it's proving to be very difficult. But, I've talked to a few people on different podcasts. Podcast Answer Man, a really good guy. And I get told the same thing. I do have to give it my undivided attention, and I'm trying to my best ability. And over time, I feel that these shows will improve and become better. Surely, the view that you guys see will become better over time. I'm making the best of what I got, and that's what I'm going to keep doing with these podcasts. So, if anybody's looking to be on the show, it's alltechpodcast at outlook.com. If you would like to be a co-host, not a host, you can't take my spot. No. If you want to be a co-host or co-hostess, more than one co-host, if more, 2 people hit me up, 3 people hit me up, I don't care. 4 people hit me up. We'll have a round table every week. If we get 5 people, I don't care. If a couple people hit me up, we'll bring on 2 or 3 people or 4 or 5, however many I can get away with. You can hit us up at alltechnetwork.mike@gmail.com. Really grateful for any of the viewers I do have. I do release all of my podcasts on Podomatic.com. Go to Podomatic.com, Podomatic.com, and search the Alltech Network. You will find my podcast episodes listed. Or the easier option is my website, TATN.weebly.com. There you can find everything. Again, my name's Mikey, and it's been a great pleasure serving the community. I'm out.